And the issue that I have with populists in general, it would have been Bernie Sanders, but because Trump won, it's Donald Trump. My issue is that having a whole bunch of politicians talking about taking to the streets and fighting back and blah, 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 I think that is fundamentally different.
But for the exact same reason I just said, a difference between the two with Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump is what you are calling for. Who are you calling to be fighting against? Is it reflecting real power structures in society? So Donald Trump getting people mad about immigration, about America becoming less white, about American culture, about American exceptionalism, Donald Trump getting people mad about a democracy because he doesn't like democracy is much different from Bernie Sanders trying to pressure the system to change in a positive way when it comes to actual healthcare policy. Populism is a dangerous tool. So when Bernie Sanders uses it, he needs to be very responsible with it. But directing frustrations in society towards accomplishing actual goals that you can say are actual power structures in society, and I don't think anybody disagrees that rich people do have more power in society. America is behind in healthcare. America is behind in education. America is behind in childcare. America is behind in all of these things. Equating Trump and Bernie Sanders, and I know Destiny is doing that here because he has that view of populism, and he probably wants to compare Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders for this debate because it makes him seem more charitable to Lauren. But that's such a dumb statement. You would never compare FDR to Hitler or FDR to Mussolini, although they were all populists, because FDR he believed in civil liberties, even if he was kind of authoritarian for his time, because he used so many unilateral actions. Positive, responsible populists that are like liberal populists are necessary to make sure societal frustrations are channeled in the right direction, because you're going to have points in society, in democracies, where going gets tough and you need to change. You need to be able to change, although we have an incremental system. And people like Bernie Sanders pressure the system in a healthy way. I don't care if a couple Twitter people like Brianna Joy Gray, which makes up 0.00001% of the country. I don't care if that person is an illiberal idiot, because that's a huge minority, because Bernie Sanders kept it focused on the issue. That is the difference in populism between Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump. And I hate it when Destiny equates those two things, because it shows a fundamental misunderstanding of not only American history, but also what's happening now in contemporary society. And that just, oh my God, I understand populism is dangerous, but that evaluation just is false.
And having somebody that is part of the government attacking part of your most fundamental institutions. Because Donald Trump wasn't saying like, oh, you just need to take the streets. Oh, Donald Trump was accusing the entire...
Yeah, because FDR and Mussolini and Hitler were all populists, but they differed in a key way for a very real reason. I think we all know what's different between FDR and Hitler and Mussolini, although their rhetoric sounded similar.
Entire institution that was the United States
Because
Democratic...
there's actually a book about this that like sort of imagines America during World War II. We had a big neo-Nazi population in America. There was a lot of populist energy. So if somebody like FDR didn't swoop in to soak up all that populist energy to direct it in the right direction, we may have had a white nationalist win the presidency in America. That was a very real possibility. So rejecting the idea of a populist like Bernie Sanders wholesale is it's ignorant. When it comes to a historical understanding of how the presidency has functioned, or how policy or politics has functioned. But again, like I said, I note all the time, Kyle Kulinski, Brianna Joy Gray, they are dangerous when it comes to populism. They don't know what they're doing. Crystal Ball, dangerous. Jimmy Dore, dangerous. But there is a reason Bernie Sanders' illiberal populist idiots are restricted to Twitter as a minority of a minority of a minority of our democratic process. And Donald Trump's populism has made an entire political party fall to anti-democratic norms. There is a fundamental reason that has happened. The liberal populist versus the illiberal populist, they're not the same. A liberal socialist that uses populist rhetoric is not the same as an actual anti-democratic authoritarian dictator wannabe using what Trump does. Okay, one more point on the populism. One more. Bernie Sanders was able to get some type of political power through what he did campaigning, and he, right after the primary, every single time he loses, he directs all of his votes to Joe Biden, and he serves his role in government. That's another fundamental difference. Bernie Sanders believes in the American project, on improving on American, or not the American, he believes in improving on liberal democracies, not the American, but he believes in improving on liberal democracies.